For the third straight month, inflation is up. I don't really need to tell you that. You feel it. But the report today shows us where it's hitting us the hardest. And we also had a bizarre moment in the White House today where our president said, "I love inflation." We're going to explain why he said that in a second. But first, Kent's going to break down where things stand right now, the state of our economy. Kent?
Yeah, Janet, today's Consumer Price Index is what we're talking about. It shows overall prices were up 4.2% in May versus the same time last year, marking the third straight month of inflation. Now, here in the Twin Cities, prices actually climbed a little bit more, 4.7%. And in our 7-state Midwest region, prices are up 5.3% from last year, more than a point more than the national average. And today's report also shows just how much it's being driven by the war with Iran and the global shock, of course, to energy prices.
Fuel oil is now up 60%, and gas is up more than 40%. Even electricity is up about 6% from a year ago. That also means higher costs to transport goods, leading to higher prices at the grocery store. Meat prices are up more than 7%, with fruits and veggies and non-alcoholic drinks right behind. The only bright spot is eggs, which are down 35%. Though keep in mind there were record prices last year due to losses from the bird flu, and now there's an oversupply. Of course, the cost of a summer getaway is impacted. Airfares are up nearly 27%, and while used cars and insurance are a little cheaper, drivers have to contend with higher gas prices and a more than 6% increase in maintenance and repair costs. And now, services that are more immune to energy prices, like healthcare, personal care, and rent, are creeping up too. But when asked about it today, President Trump was unfazed, calling the numbers great.
I love the inflation. You know why? Because as soon as this war is over, I can say it now. Something you didn't know. We've been taking out millions of barrels of oil. Nobody knows it. You know who doesn't know about it? Iran until right now. When the war is over, yes, it's coming down.
I know you can't.
It's going to come down like a rock.
Unfortunately, the empirical evidence suggests and the theory suggests that that is not going to happen.
Professor Akshay Rao says history shows even when prices shoot up like a rocket, they almost always come down slowly, like a feather.
When there's a shock to the system, the expectation is I'm going to have to replace my inventory at a higher price, so I've got to raise price now. And when the shock dissipates, now my existing inventory is valued at a high price, and I need to recover that before I can start dropping prices, as well as the fact that consumers are now used to paying higher prices.
Now, Professor Rao points out that even if you remove oil and food prices, so-called core inflation, which is in the red behind me here, that's also been creeping up in the last 3 months. And he said that is where those increases are most likely to stick around longer. Jana.
Hey, Kent, you and I have been talking on this show about inflation through the entirety of Trump's second term, but also during the Biden term, his last term. And the same adage was true. Once prices go up, the idea that they come right back down is it's just not true, no matter how frustrating it is, no matter who the president is.
Yeah, and he pointed out that these are two very different situations with how inflation is being driven. So in this case, you really could turn off the spigot tomorrow. You could have oil flowing again. But even if that happens, he still thinks it will be months before those prices get back to where they were.
All right, we'll check back in a few months then, I guess. Thanks so much, Kent.